Hello, good evening. So today we have yet another childhood embracing topic with us today. So it's math and monuments. We decided to just replenish our childhood memories where we used to go for school trips, college trips, and used to visit several monuments. But did we ever think how these great structures came up? Have you ever thought that how were the pillars formed? How were the windows constructed back then? So I'm pretty sure all of us just went for some gala time, had fun, ate good snacks, and came back. But today we have two very interesting digital marketers with us. Let's see what they have to think about their trips, about their ideologies behind the monuments, and what they feel. Are the numbers, are the math, are the shapes involved, or no? So before we begin, I would like Vikram and Karuna to just tell our audience what do you guys do with us in igebra.ai. So we begin with Vikram. Vikram, what do you do with us?
Okay, so myself Vikram, and I'm a digital marketer at iGebra.
All right, Karuna.
Hi everyone, my name is Karuna and I work as a digital marketer at igebra.ai.
All right, so as I told you, we have two great digital marketers with us today. Let's see what angle they give to their trips where they went to visit the monuments. So let's find out. First, we would like to begin with asking them. So, Karuna, have you ever visited some monuments during your school days or college days as a part of your school activities or whatever?
Yeah, definitely. So I've taken a lot of trips where I've visited this monuments. So back in the day, we used to only read about the history, and whenever we used to go, they used to tell us about the history, how someone have built it, in what year they have built it. But no one ever told us the math behind it. So now when I started working with igebra.ai. So now we are exploring the math behind each of these monuments. I live in Hyderabad and I used to visit Charminar a lot, but I never thought of math behind it. But now when I see it, when I read about it, there's a lot of math involved in it while it was built. So yeah, now I have a different perspective. And as a childhood, we obviously visited a lot of monuments in Rajasthan, in Delhi, in Hyderabad. So yeah, that's the.
Okay. So whenever we visited the monuments, I think all our schools had the basic ideology that they had to make us learn about the history. We usually studied about the kings, the emperors who ruled or who made the structures, but I don't think we ever thought about how numbers could be involved. So let's ask Vikram and his childhood experience of visiting the monuments. So Vikram, please tell us how were your school days? Did you visit any monuments from your school or college?
Yeah, especially like it was school or college, whatever. Okay, there was a one trip that we need to go to monuments. In school days, I think the trip was planned by the teachers, the principal, but in college day, we only planned the trip. I still remember, like in my college day, we planned a trip for Delhi, and roamed all the monuments in Delhi. Okay, this was my favorite place. Okay, so the thing is that I mean, at that time, uh, I mean, we went to see the monuments, and we never felt like okay, there is some concepts involved, like some math concept involved. What we felt was curiosity. That was also in school days. Like okay, how these things are built. Okay, what shape and everything. But we never asked those questions to any of our friends or parents because we just killed our curiosity in the school days only. And in college day, when I went to see the monuments, it was like, I mean, I'm just enjoying the monuments, not thinking about maths concept because what we felt, we left the maths in class 10th and 12th only. Now I am in the college and I am learning marketing and other steps, so it doesn't maths involved. But again, if I talk about same thing right now, we are working at igebra.ai. I mean, a single minute can't pass without a minute. I mean, without maths. And this is what my school and college memories is all about monuments.
All right. So I think both of you have rightly put up where we talk about our school trips with monuments. I think it was one of the necessary and compulsory excursions from the school that used to happen because from the point of the history, usually the history teacher used to drag us all and take us to the monuments from the perspective of studying and learning about them. So I think it's very well put up. We often keep on saying math is omnipresent, but the entire agenda of our live talk show is to show the people why do we say it, why do we claim it. And henceforth, I would ask Karuna now to tell me some examples of the monuments where you are fascinated by the numbers, the shapes, the math that is involved, since now you're working with us for so long. So you've seen math everywhere. So please tell us, how do you find math, numbers, shapes, symmetry, whatever you want to tell us in the monuments?
Yes. So starting with the land of India, we see a lot of mosque, a lot of temples here, and surprisingly, in every monument or in every temple or religious place I visit, I find lot of symmetry, lot of geometry in it. One of the special temples in India, that is Kendra Mahadev Temple in MP. So it has fractals, and if you come back to mosque, the tombs are made in a geometric shape. If we talk about Char Minar means four, and we'll see the multiples of four everywhere in that particular monument, which is very surprising to me. I just learned a few days ago. And then if we come to the pyramids of Giza, that is a great, it is one of the seven wonders also. So if we see the perimeter of that pyramid divided by twice its height, we get the value of pi, which is very interesting. And talking about the in Greece, we have a building called Parthenon. So it is also based on golden ratio. If we see only columns there, the vertical columns. But if we look into dive deep into it, we'll see the golden ratio. So all this is very surprising and fascinating in general. And of course, apart from this, while we are building it, the architects, they see all the ratios, proportions, the lengths, the heights, and all of it. So yeah, it's all fascinating. Monuments in general are very fascinating to look at, but if we see the math behind it, it's moreover surprising also.
Right. I think we often visit monuments for their beauty and we are awed by whatever we see, the structures, we see the windows, everything has a shape, everything has a proper size. So that's very well put up. But just imagine, like back then in those days where the technology also wasn't much advanced, they had made all these structures. And today, when we have so much of technology around us, so many resources available, we find a point as to how the things actually exist. But at back then, these people did not have anything, yet the monuments are constructed beautifully. So I think that's something which is very surprising. So now let's see what Vikram has to say about his examples of some good favorite monuments that he must have visited, and what numbers, shapes, symmetry does he think exists in those monuments.
Okay, first of all, like it's a very surprising. I mean, for us also, you talked about in those days there was not much technology involved. I mean, in spite of that fact, they all already had created a monument that is also in a structured way. If
Correct.
if maths was not there, believe me, it would be like khichdi. Okay, the monuments are like Tom is like without radius. We are creating straight line is like going through 90 degrees, 70 degrees. So much of khichdi will be there in the monuments. If I take the few examples, like I mean, we know the tallest statue in the world is Statue of Unity. How tall it is itself a number, that is 182-meter. If I talk about Taj Mahal, okay, it looks so beautiful. But if we observe the Taj Mahal, we can see a symmetric shape. For example, if we observe Taj Mahal, we can divide the Taj Mahal into two different equal pieces, and that also like symmetrical. We can see the first half in the same way as compared to the second half. Qutub Minar. If I talk about, obviously I talked about Delhi is my special place for monuments. So Qutub Minar is like, I mean, we can see it designed like a way, I mean, cone type. So I mean, we can see the cone in the Qutub Minar. Apart from that, so much of arc, so much of spheres, so much of circle, so much of straight line. I mean, all the monuments which was constructed in India or outside India, it can't be possible without the help of algebra, angles, geometry, trigonometry. So this is all about like the beauty of monuments and how math involved in it. Now we came to know about these things.
Right. I think it's very well put up, Vikram, when you say about these things that there's so many shapes which are involved and people did not even have an idea. These things actually, I think, must have got their name much later, but they were already discovered. So that's really fascinating to look at. And when you talk about Delhi, in Delhi especially, there's this blue bus that goes and shows you all the monuments. So it's a very fascinating kind of a trip that Delhi has. So although it's summers, it's hot, people still go because I think there's something about these monuments that everyone gets attracted to.
I too went in the summer only.
And it's so hot, but still people are like looking at the building. Just imagine one building that is there and you're just looking at it, but still you're enjoying. So I think there's something which is there, that extra factor which we all enjoy, and that's why we visit monuments to every new place we go. So that was really nice, Vikram and Karuna. Thank you for telling our audience about the same. But I won't let you go before you wrap up it with me, where you have to give one encouraging, one motivational line as to what you think about monuments and math. So, Karuna.
So I request everyone who is going out to visit this monuments. I mean, it's good that you are getting to know the history behind it, but it's also good to know the math behind it because it will give you a different perspective in life. Math is and like we all say, it is a universal language. So it's very important to connect through that perspective also. So talking about the monuments, the architecture, so right from the beginning, like where we are constructing it from the blueprints to the actual building and the monument, it involves math all through the way. So it would be beneficial if we get to know that and learn that.
All right. Vikram.
Okay, so for me, like earlier, we used to enjoy just seeing the monument, but now we find the beauty of math in those monuments.
Okay. So that's amazing. So, guys, all of you go for your gala trips, have fun with the monuments, but at the same time, do not forget to see how beautifully they have been made with different sizes, shapes, and try and find links with what you study in textbooks versus what there exists practically. So, which is very important, and that's what is needed, and it's the need of the hour that all of us should be street smart with the kind of technology and the resources we have with us. So thank you, Karuna. Thank you, Vikram, for being a part of my show today. And I'll be catching with you next episode.
Thank you
Thank
so
you.
much for
Thank
having
you.
us.
Bye-bye.
Bye.